Have you ever looked at your old coins and wondered, could they actually be worth more than their face value? Today, we're diving into a fascinating collection of coins from the Philippines and Singapore, coins that many people overlook, but collectors always keep an eye on. Some of these coins may look ordinary, but their history, design, and hidden details might surprise you. Let's take a closer look, one coin at a time. Now let's take a look at a coin that is very different from the others we've discussed so far. Instead of featuring a historical figure or a bold national symbol, this one highlights something more subtle, more peaceful, and deeply connected to nature. We're talking about the 10 centimo coin with a floral design from the Philippines. At first glance, this coin may seem simple. It doesn't have a famous face or an elaborate emblem dominating the design. But that simplicity is exactly what makes it unique. This coin reflects a different side of the Philippines, its natural beauty and rich biodiversity. The Philippines is known around the world for its lush landscapes, tropical forests, and incredible variety of plant life. By placing a floral design on this coin, the country is celebrating its environmental heritage and reminding people of the importance of nature in everyday life. Let's examine the design more closely. On one side of the coin, you'll notice a carefully engraved plant or flower. The design is elegant and balanced, not overly complex but detailed enough to stand out. The lines of the leaves and petals are smooth, giving the coin a calm and artistic feel. This is very different from coins that focus on power, leadership, or political history. Instead, this coin tells a softer story, one of growth, life, and natural beauty. Alongside the floral design, you'll find the denomination 10 centimo, clearly marking its value. The text is simple and easy to read, ensuring that the coin remains functional for everyday use. On the reverse side, like many other Philippine coins, you'll see the seal of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. This adds a sense of authority and consistency to the coin, linking it back to the country's official monetary system. The coin is typically made from a light-colored metal, often giving it a silver-like appearance. Over time, depending on usage, it may develop slight wear or discoloration, which is completely normal for circulated coins. Now let's talk about how this coin was used. The 10 centimo was a mid-range denomination, meaning it had more practical value than the 1 centimo but was still considered small change. People used it regularly in markets, small stores, and public transport. It was part of everyday life, exchanged countless times between different hands. But like many low-value coins, its role has changed over time. Due to inflation and changes in pricing, coins like the 10 centimo have become less important in daily transactions. In some cases, they are no longer widely used, and many people simply store them away or ignore them. This brings us to its value as a collectible. In general, the floral 10 centimo coin is not rare. Most examples found today are considered common, especially if they show signs of wear. However, that doesn't mean they are worthless. Collectors often look for coins based on themes. Some people collect coins with animals, others focus on historical figures, and some are specifically interested in nature-themed coins. This is where the floral 10 centimo stands out. Its design makes it appealing to collectors who appreciate art and nature. Condition, once again, plays a very important role. A heavily circulated coin with scratches and faded details will usually have low value. But if you find one in uncirculated condition, with sharp engravings, clean surfaces, and no visible damage, it can be much more attractive to collectors. Another thing to consider is long-term potential. While this coin may not be valuable today, its uniqueness could make it more desirable in the future. Coins with unusual or less common designs often gain attention over time, especially when they represent something different from typical currency designs. And this coin definitely fits that category. It doesn't focus on power or politics. It focuses on nature. That alone makes it special. But beyond value and rarity, there's a deeper message here. This coin reminds us that money doesn't always have to be about numbers and transactions. It can also reflect a country's identity, its environment, and its values. The floral design is a quiet reminder of the natural world, something that often gets overlooked in modern life. In a way, this coin encourages us to pause, and appreciate the beauty around us. Now think about this from a storytelling perspective. For your YouTube content, this coin gives you a completely different angle compared to other coins. Instead of saying, "This coin is valuable," you can say, "This coin tells a story about nature." That emotional connection can make your video more engaging and unique. Some powerful title ideas could be, "The hidden meaning behind this beautiful coin. This simple coin has a surprising story." These kinds of titles attract viewers who are curious not just about value, but about meaning. To wrap it all up, the 10-centimo floral coin from the Philippines is more than just spare change. It's a symbol of nature, piece of art, and a reminder that even the simplest designs can carry deep significance. So next time you come across a coin like this, don't just look at its price. Look at its design. Look at its message. Because sometimes, the most beautiful stories are found in the simplest things. We're stepping in the Philippines and into one of the most modern and economically powerful nations in Asia, Singapore. The coin we're looking at today is the Singapore 10 cents coin, a small but incredibly well-designed piece of currency that reflects the country's identity, strength, and precision. At first glance, this coin immediately feels different. Unlike many older coins that show heavy wear or simple designs, Singapore coins are known for their clean, sharp, and highly detailed appearance. Even after years of circulation, many of them still look impressive, and that's not by accident. Singapore places a strong emphasis on quality and durability, and that philosophy extends to its currency. Let's take a closer look at the design. On one side of the coin, you'll find the national emblem of Singapore. This emblem is rich in symbolism and tells a powerful story about the nation. At the center, there is a shield featuring a crescent moon and 5 stars. These symbols represent progress, peace, equality, justice, and democracy, the core values of the country. Supporting the shield are 2 animals, a lion and a tiger. The lion represents Singapore itself. In fact, the name Singapore comes from the Sanskrit words Singa, meaning lion, and Pura, meaning city, literally translating to Lion City. The tiger, on the other hand, represents Singapore's historical connection to Malaysia, symbolizing shared heritage and regional unity. Below the shield, you'll usually find a banner with the words Majulah Singapura, which means Onward Singapore. This phrase reflects the nation's forward-thinking mindset and continuous drive for progress. Now let's flip the coin. On the other side, you'll see the denomination 10 cents, along with a simple yet elegant design. In many versions of Singapore coins, this side may also include a floral element, which adds a touch of beauty and balance to the coin. The design is not overly complicated, but it is extremely well executed. Every line is precise, every detail is intentional. This is what makes Singapore coins stand out. The material of the coin is typically a copper-nickel alloy, giving it a silver-like appearance. It's strong, resistant to wear, and designed to last for many years in circulation. And that brings us to an important point: durability. Singapore coins are built to maintain their quality over time. Even coins that have been used for years often retain their shape and design clarity. This makes them particularly appealing to collectors, as it's easier to find well-preserved examples. Now let's talk about value. In general, the Singapore 10 cents coin is still considered common. Millions of these coins have been produced, and many are still in circulation today. If you have a regular, circulated coin, its value will usually remain close to its face value. However, just like with other coins, condition plays a huge role. A coin that looks almost new, with sharp edges, clear details, and minimal wear, can be more desirable to collectors. Older versions of the Singapore 10 cents coin can also carry additional interest. As designs change over time, earlier versions become less common in circulation, which can increase their collectible appeal. Another factor to consider is mint errors. Although Singapore is known for high-quality minting, no system is perfect. Rare errors, such as misaligned designs or unusual markings, can occur, and when they do, they can significantly increase the coin's value. That's why collectors always recommend checking your coins carefully. Now let's look at the bigger picture. This coin is more than just currency. It represents a nation that has transformed itself into a global financial hub. Singapore is known for its strong economy, modern infrastructure, and efficient systems. And this coin reflects all of that. The clean design, the durability, the precision, everything about it symbolizes order and progress. From a storytelling perspective, this coin gives you a powerful ending for your YouTube video. You started with small, simple coins from the Philippines, and now you end with a coin that represents modern success and global strength. That creates a complete journey for your audience. For your video, you can use strong closing lines like, "From the smallest coins of everyday life to the powerful symbols of modern nations, every coin tells a story." You can also use engaging titles like, "This small coin represents a powerful country. Why Singapore coins are different from others." These titles create curiosity and highlight the uniqueness of the coin. To wrap everything up, the Singapore 10-cent coin from Singapore may not be rare or extremely valuable today, but it represents something much bigger. It represents strength, precision, and progress. And in the world of coin collecting, those qualities are always worth paying attention to. So the next time you come across a coin like this, don't just think about how much it's worth. Think about what it represents. Because sometimes, a simple coin can reflect the story of an entire nation. Now let's move on to a coin that is not just currency, but a tribute to art, history, and national pride. The 25 centimo coin from the Philippines. At first glance, this coin already feels more important than smaller denominations. It's larger, heavier, and carries a design that immediately stands out. But what truly makes this coin special is the portrait engraved on it, the face of Juan Luna. Juan Luna was not just any historical figure. He was one of the most celebrated Filipino artists of all time. Born in the 19th century during the Spanish colonial period, he gained international recognition for his powerful paintings. One of his most famous works, Spoliarium, became a symbol of oppression and resistance, reflecting the struggles of the Filipino people under colonial rule. By placing his image on the 25 centimo coin, the Philippines honored his legacy and ensured that millions of people would remember his contribution every time they handled this coin. Let's take a closer look at the design. On the obverse side, you'll see the portrait of Juan Luna facing sideways. The engraving is detailed yet simple, capturing his facial features in a dignified and respectful way. Around the portrait, you'll find the inscription Republica ng Pilipinas, which translates to Republic of the Philippines. This reinforces the coin's national identity. Below or beside the portrait, the denomination 25 centimo is clearly marked. This helps users quickly identify the value of the coin. Now flip the coin over, and you'll notice a familiar design, the seal of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. This seal is consistent across many Philippine coins and represents the country's central banking authority. The gear-like border symbolizes industry and economic strength, while the inner shield reflects national symbols like the sun and stars. The material of the 25 centimo coin is typically a nickel brass or similar alloy, giving it a slightly golden or silver tone depending on the lighting. This makes it visually more appealing compared to smaller bronze coins. Because of its size and design, the 25 centimo coin was widely used in everyday transactions. It was practical, easy to handle, and held more purchasing power than smaller denominations like the 1 centimo or 5 centimo. But as time passed, economic conditions changed. Inflation gradually reduced the value of small coins, and like many other low denominations, the 25 centimo started losing its importance in daily transactions. While it may still be found in circulation, it is not as commonly used as it once was. Now let's talk about collector value. Compared to smaller coins, the 25 centimo has a slightly higher appeal among collectors. Why? Because it features a historical figure. Coins that showcase important personalities often attract more attention, especially from collectors who focus on history, art, or national identity. However, it's important to be realistic. Most 25 centimo coins are still considered common. If the coin has been heavily circulated, meaning it shows signs of wear, scratches, or fading, then its value remains close to its face value. But condition can make a big difference. A coin in uncirculated condition with sharp details, no scratches, and a clean surface can be more desirable. Collectors are always willing to pay more for coins that look almost new. Another factor to consider is rarity. While standard 25 centimo coins are common, certain variations, such as limited mint years, special editions, or minting errors, can increase value significantly. For example, if a coin has an off-center strike, double print, or unusual marking, it may become a rare collectible. This is why coin collectors always examine their coins carefully. Even a small detail can turn an ordinary coin into something valuable. But beyond money, this coin has a deeper meaning. It represents the connection between art and identity. Juan Luna used his paintings to express the struggles and hopes of his people. His work inspired change and gave a voice to those who were oppressed. By placing his image on currency, the Philippines turned everyday money into a reminder of national pride and cultural heritage. Think about it. Every time someone used this coin, they were holding a piece of history in their hands. That's what makes coin collecting so fascinating. It's not just about value, it's about stories. Coins travel through time. They pass from one person to another across different places and generations. And each coin carries a silent story of where it has been. For YouTube content, this coin is perfect. You can create engaging titles like, "This coin features a national hero, and it might be valuable. Why this 25 centimo coin is more than just money." These types of titles spark curiosity and encourage viewers to watch till the end. To wrap it up, the 25 centimo coin from the Philippines is more than just a piece of metal. It's a tribute to Juan Luna, a symbol of art and resistance, and a reminder that even everyday currency can carry deep meaning. So the next time you see this coin, don't just look at its value. Look at its story, because sometimes the coins we overlook the most are the ones that have the most to say. And now, we come to the final coin in today's collection. A coin that may look simple at first glance, but carries a story of everyday life, economy, and the passage of time. This is the 25 centimo coin from 2004, issued by the Philippines. At first, you might think, it's just another small coin, a basic piece of currency, something people use and forget. But if you take a closer look, this coin actually represents something much bigger. Let's start with the design you're seeing right now. On the front side, the words Republica ng Pilipinas are clearly engraved along the top edge. This instantly tells us the country of origin and gives the coin its national identity. Right in the center, you'll notice the large number, 25. Bold, simple, and easy to recognize. Just below it, the word centimo is written, indicating its denomination. And at the bottom, the year 2004. That small detail, the year, is more important than most people realize, because it places this coin in a specific moment in history, the early 2000s, a time when economies were growing, technology was advancing, and everyday transactions still relied heavily on coins like this. Now let's talk about the other side of the coin. Flip it over, and you'll find the seal of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. This design is consistent across many Philippine coins, and it carries deep meaning. The gear-like outer ring represents industry and economic activity. It symbolizes the hard work and productivity that drive a nation forward. Inside the gear, you'll see a shield along with stars and a sun, elements inspired by the national symbols of the Philippines. These represent unity, independence, and national pride. So even though this coin is small, its design is full of symbolism. Now here's something interesting. This coin was once part of everyday life. People used it in markets, shops, transportation, everywhere. Passed through countless hands. Each time it was used, it became part of someone's daily story. But today, things have changed. Due to inflation, coins like the 25 centimo are no longer as important as they once were. Their purchasing power has decreased, and in many cases, they are slowly disappearing from circulation. And that's exactly what makes them interesting for collectors. Because when something stops being used, it starts becoming collectible. Now let's talk about value. Realistically, this coin is still considered common. If you have one in average circulated condition, meaning it shows signs of wear like scratches or fading, its value will usually remain close to its face value. But condition changes everything. If you have this coin in uncirculated condition, clean, shiny, and with sharp details, it becomes much more attractive to collectors. Why? Because most coins don't survive in perfect condition. They get used, damaged, and eventually lost. So finding a well-preserved coin is always special. Another important factor is rarity. While the 2004 25 centimo is not rare by default, certain variations can increase its value. For example, mint errors, off-center strikes, double impressions. These small mistakes during production can turn an ordinary coin into something unique. That's why collectors always inspect their coins carefully, because sometimes the difference between a common coin and a valuable one is just a tiny detail. Now let's step back and look at the bigger picture. This coin represents everyday life. It's not a rare gold coin. It's not a limited edition collectible. It's something ordinary. And that's exactly what makes it powerful, because it connects us to real people, real transactions, and real moments in time. Think about it. This coin might have been used to buy food, to pay for transportation, or to complete a small purchase in a local market. It has traveled. It has history. And even though its monetary value is small, the story is not. From a YouTube perspective, this coin is perfect for ending your video. Why? Because it brings everything together. You started your video by showing coins and asking a simple question. Are these coins valuable? And now, at the end, you can give a deeper answer. Value is not just about money. It's about history, condition, and meaning. That creates a strong emotional connection with your audience. You can end your video with powerful lines like, "Sometimes, the coins we ignore the most are the ones that carry the biggest stories." Or, "This small coin may not make you rich, but it connects you to a moment in time." These lines leave a lasting impression. Now let's wrap it up. The 25 centimo coin from 2004, issued by the Philippines, may not be rare, and it may not be expensive, but it represents something important. It represents everyday life. It represents change over time. And it reminds us that even the smallest things can have meaning. So the next time you find a coin like this, don't just look at its price. Look at its story. Because sometimes, a simple coin can tell a story bigger than its value.